Okay, so hello everyone. Looks like my camera's working today. Yay. My name is Jason. I'm a channeler and I'm coming on for a daily dose of hope. Today is Daily Dose of Hope Day 80. And what a daily dose of hope is just that. Coming in to bring a dose of hope. Uh, the reason I am is because I was guided by my guides to come on because the energies on our planet are getting wackier and wackier, and they are continuing to get wackier and wackier. And so I'm just coming on. Uh, Sometimes these energies can knock, throw you for a loop at times. So I'm just coming on to kind of help you get back on, back on track, back on the surfboard, surfing these crazy waves. And what I usually do is I'll just talk about a few things that are kind of in the air around me, I guess, and then go into a channeling. Yeah, I'll start with the first thing, um, names. Um, so I've been channeling now. I started channeling. It wasn't that long ago, 2020. So only about 4 years now. I've been channeling, and I when I first started channeling, when I first started public channeling and showing my face, I was talking with my guides, and I was like, I don't want to say names. I don't want to say your names because, oh, hey, Kathy, hey, yeah. So I didn't want to tell the names of all of the. Oh, hey, Michael, too. All right, um, because I thought that yeah, people will get triggered by the names, and I'm sure they do. If you say certain names, they have certain images for different people. And I was like, I don't want that. I just want, we can just call you the guides, and you'll come through. And they're like, nope, nope, you got to say all the names. You got to say all the names because that triggering is what they want to do. Those messages will go out to the people that need to hear them. And so, yes, whew, I had to take a deep breath and because every time certain names come through, it's just like, oh, it's gonna trigger someone somewhere. And but oh well. But anyway, so about names, that's what to talk about. And so Kathy and Michael, so here we are. Say, Michael, you say the names. That's what is it? 8 o'clock on a Friday night here in Japan. And on when are we at? May 17th. Oh, this is the day that the Vatican, the good old Vatican, is going to release their updated rules for they're making rules on, what is actually an apparition or what is actually who is actually seeing what. They're again making more rules. Um, but that's happening today. But yeah, about names, yeah, so that's what they told me, just to say the names. And yeah, so I have been saying the names. But I personally think at times, like, I have a lot of names have have strong emotional triggers for people. I have emotional value for people. And this relates to the second thing I wanted to talk about. um, so for example, ISIS, like, a lot of people have a very negative kind of thing about ISIS. They think that's like, that's evil, ISIS is evil, this kind of stuff. And think, I'm pretty sure I know who I'm talking to from this time. And so I think a lot of times, okay, so it's like history, right? After World War II, a lot of our history books were rewritten, and a lot of the books that were pre-World War II are very hard to get your hands on, and they have a lot of interesting information that's very different from what our history books say now. And similarly, um, we have to take into account everything that happened historically, spiritually. It's not like we started, what, 1,000, 2,000 years ago. Like, it didn't all start 2,000 years ago. I mean, there was, there's always been the yin and the yang. We can't ignore that. We can't just assume that, nope, everything that's before that is evil. It just, that's so, for me personally, from what I've seen, is a very narrow way of looking at the world, and it's dangerous because you will not be realizing, you're not seeing what you're really seeing. um, and focusing too closely on one thing can you'll miss the forest. You'll just be seeing this tree, but you won't actually be seeing what's really going on. And so that's something that has just been coming up for me recently, because so I'm very interested in what's called territorial cleaning, and or clearing. And what's the other word? There's a word, revival. Revival. There's this thing. I'm not sure about the exact term, but revival is kind of like this idea where spiritual warfare, basically. So I'm not a big into like spiritual warfare. We're gonna fight, rah. Um, but I'm into clearing energy, and it's the same thing, but it's a bit different. I'm not picking fights. I'm not going around picking fights. I'm not saying I know what's right, and I'm gonna bring the light to everything. It's like no, no, no. I mean, everything happens for a reason. It's just like healing. Like you can't just go around healing people who they don't want to be healed. Some people don't want to be healed, and they need that experience. And so you have to ask permission. And so you have to be guided to the places that you will be clearing. So, yeah, but so that being said, okay, so about territorial clearing and stuff like that, I am in the process of clearing a few places. One of the places is my neighborhood. I do a lot of clearing every day, and because I live here and I want it to be high positive energy here, and I want my days to go smoothly and everything to just be positive. Um, but there are also some other areas that I do continually clean every day, and there's like 4 or 5 places now that I clean every day, try to clear the energy. And But yeah, so I'm really interested in that idea. I didn't realize. So I know Anne Marie, the art of healing. She's the one that introduces to me. I didn't never realize other people were doing it. I was doing it, and I didn't think it was like a thing. And she introduced it. She was talking about clearing this dark place. And I thought, wow, this is amazing. And so yeah, ever since then, I've been clearing all kinds of different places. And um, and then I met this revivalist pastor who is out in the countryside of Japan. Uh, he has a church like that's close by. There's an ancient. Well, it's not an ancient, but it's an old battle. Here in Japan, ancient is kind of a, yeah. It would be ancient for American history, but there was a battle there, and it was a very very large loss of life happened there. Like the ground is drenched in blood, and it was a horrible battle. And he was saying that there are these shrines where people pay homage to the people that passed away, and but what they're actually doing by doing that is continuing that anger. So the people that died there have this, they're kind of like in between kind of souls, and so by offering things to them, that you are just feeding that energy, and which was his way of looking at it. I thought that was very interesting. I'm not sure. I haven't gone to all those shrines, um, but that was a very interesting way. But just the only thing that I always have a little bit of an issue with is just that it has to be, if it's not of that religion, then it's all bad. And I think that's where I kind of differ. I think um, there are many, many different religions throughout the world, and there are many different beliefs throughout the world, and then just to write them all off offhand is, I think it's not really understanding the nature of the energy of this planet, and then understanding that there are many different things going on, and that everywhere you go there is the light and the dark, there is the yin and the yang. But anyway, so this idea of territory cleaning, I just, for some reason, I always feel, whenever I read about it more, there's just always, it has to be, you have to use the names of these people, and you have to, anything that's not that is evil, and it just seems to me that this, um, while I definitely know that there is good and there is evil, but um, in the sense, it's just that there is love and there is fear, and I think looking at it in that way is a better way of understanding it, and understanding that those beings that are in the dark, um, like, I don't know. So the idea is that we're all, God made all of us. It's not like those are the evil ones. dangerous ones. And it's God made all of us. We're all made by God. We're all made of love. And so just to write them off, offhand like that, just seems like not understanding the whole situation, that we're not bodies. I guess that's what it is. It kind of I'm just the I'm going off here. Sorry about that, um but just not understanding that we're bodies, we're bodies here. And I mean, we're not bodies, we're spirits inhabiting these bodies. And so all that stuff that we see is an illusion in that sense. And getting too caught up in this battle, this warfare, is just, I think it's maybe I think it's better to kind of have a more higher perspective view on everything, that they are giving us all of these opportunities to grow and to understand it in that way. And then in addition, of course, clearing, because a lot of times if you're in the dark, you're lost. You can't see the light, you're lost, and so um yeah. So just that idea. I mean, because in the end, like in the end, we have to forgive. There's only one way out of here. you know, no matter how, whatever it is, we have to forgive. That's the only way out of here, right? What's that? Right, the Jimi Hendrix song, right? There's got to be a way out of here. Michael, you say, "I challenge you to a spiritual battle." I'll pass on that one. uh, but yeah, I mean, just that idea. I mean, yeah, we're here to love, and we're here to forgive. And that doesn't mean, like, again, that doesn't mean that I'm actively clearing places. I am actively putting positive energy out there, actively doing that. But I don't think of it as a battle. I just think of it as just um bringing more energy. I guess that's the way. I guess it's just a perspective sort of thing. It's just words and perspectives. And maybe that's my problem, because the words are kind of like, yeah, so who knows? Maybe it's all my problem. So then the final thing I wanted to talk about is, sometimes I turn on my ability to see. I can turn it on or turn it off. And sometimes I'll turn it on the train, just to practice seeing, and seeing where people are from. I don't go into privacy or anything like that. I'm just seeing, kind of what planet they're from, kind of thing. And it's very interesting. But on my way to work this morning, I I kept seeing all these tree beings. They're these just like little trees, like on the side of the road. It's not a big forest, but each one has their own little spirit in it, and it was just they're all waving. It's like, have fun today, have a good day. It's like, oh wow. And when you see those sorts of things, I think for me, being able to see that helps me to see that the world is so much more amazing and wonderful than you could ever imagine. And that this world that we see, at times it can seem very dark, and things don't seem to go very well at times. But when you realize that there's all these amazing beings around you, and you're protected, and you're surrounded by all this beauty, and all these, it's just like a beautiful world. And seeing that just really gives you hope. Just, wow, look, hey, there's that. Yeah. So yeah. So I wanted to bring that, and I didn't realize I would talk so long about this. I guess it was something I was thinking about. But yeah, so now I'm going to go into channeling, and maybe they can clear all this up about names and territorial cleaning or clearing and things like that. And yeah, maybe they could clear that up, and then anything else they want to share. So here we go. Greetings. We are that one that you know of as Sanatkumara. We're Sanatkumara, and we're here, and we're here, and we're here, and we're here. And we're here to give you a message, a wonderful message, a wonderful message. The only message that we can give you, and that is the message that you are the love, and you are the light, and you are the hope. You are everything. And this world is made for you to bring that light and love. And everything that is happening to you is part of that light and love. No matter what it looks like, it is part of that light and love. You are here to experience all of the experiences. You're here to go through all of the emotions, to experience everything. And that is what you're here to do. So this idea of clearing is a wonderful idea. It is just an idea of remembering, and it is helping the earth to remember where it's from and regaining its original frequency. And if it didn't have that original frequency, if it had the original frequency, then you wouldn't have learned how to clear it. And so in that sense, you that is a dance of the dark and the light, because you are, because it is dark, because that area needs to be cleared, you learn how to clear it, and you develop those skills which will help you when you are traveling throughout the universe, helping others, when you become a guide to others, when you are starting to teach, you can teach others how this works, how to clear energy, how to clear the densest of energy, because you are on a very, very dense place right now. You are in the third dimension, a very dense place. Well, it is the third dimension rising, but it is a very dense place. And if you are able to work with the energy at this dense level, then you're capable of anything. And that is what we would say about this. But this is, yes, this is an opportunity for learning for all of you. That is what you're going through, an opportunity to learn and to understand how energy works, because you are energy and you are love and you are light. Now, on the other side, you remember, but you take the pill of forgetfulness when you come here. And when you're coming down here, you have this forgetfulness, and then you learn, and you are learning within this dimension. And this learning is very, very important, because you are starting from zero almost. You have your guidance, but you're almost starting from zero. So the things that you're able to do here are superhuman, superpowers. You are Marvel superheroes down here doing this work, and doing this work in clearing energy. And some of you don't even realize that you're clearing energy. Just by you being in the light that you are clearing the energy. You are able to clear darker places and create the light within them. And yes, as this being says, there is no darkness in the end, because there is only love and there is only light. Everything else is just an illusion. It's just a shadow, but it is a shadow here to give you contrast, to help you to understand and learn and to grow by leaps and bounds. You are having this education here, something that would have taken you a million years on the other side is taken only sometimes just one lifetime or two lifetimes. And now, since time is sped up, since we've sped that time up, it's sped up much, much more than it ever has been in your history. Well, there's been one time in your history it was sped up a little bit more than this, but that we won't go into that here. But this is the time. Other than that time that your earth has been sped up, the time is sped up so that you can fit in all of these experiences here at the end of this game. And so this art of clearing spaces is a very wonderful thing to have in your arsenal, to have in your abilities, and a wonderful thing to learn, a wonderful thing to understand. And well, this being goes into the idea of names and how different names are used for different things. What we would say about this is that names, all things on your planet have an energy, and they have power. And so certain names and certain ideas have more power than others, because you, as a collective consciousness, have given that name and that energy more power. And that is what is at work in that style when you are calling on different names and calling on different things. Um, there is. There is a power behind words, but it is only the power, it only works here on this third dimension. Other than that, there is only the power of the love and the power of the light. But here you are given free will, and so you are given the ability to experience many different energies and many different experiences on this light. And what we would say, as you are beings here, you are down here to have all of the experiences. So we would say to try to keep as open as possible to understanding all of the different possibilities and different energies, but understand that in the end, the only energy. The only true energy is the energy and the frequency of love, and it is something that you understand with your heart. It is a gut instinct. And so we would say that rather going through the words, go through your gut instinct when you hear something, when you see something, when you do something. Is this love or fear? Is this love or fear? And that's simply it. That is all you need for your discernment. Is this love or is this fear? And then you can understand. And when you understand, is it love or fear, there's no reason to go into judgment either way. It is just an understanding. But once you understand, then you can set your barriers and you can set your boundaries, your loving boundaries. Ah, that's fear. I don't want fear in my vicinity. I will set a loving boundary so the fear will not come into my boundaries, because I am of the love and I am of expanding the love throughout the areas that I am. So we are Sanat Kamara, and we're very happy to share this message with you today. Hmm. All right. So yeah. Um, hmm. Yes. uh, let's go into a pocket of peace, and a misty pocket of peace. And I brought my trusty tuning fork. Um, Thanks, Kathy. Thank you. Um, Sanat came in hot tonight. Yeah, yeah. It's yeah. I was radio DJ. He always feels like a radio DJ. It's too bad we don't have those radio shows anymore. Those kind of 60s, 50s kind of, late night radio shows. Um, so what I'm going to do is just a pocket of peace, and I brought my little sky. I don't know if you can hear it. Okay, I think it's picking up. All right. So what I'm going to do is let's close our eyes and take 3 deep breaths. Okay, now I'd like you to imagine that you are surrounded by a mist, a wonderful light mist. Uh, Imagine that mist kissing your face, kissing your whole body, and just covering yourself with a sense of unconditional love and peace. And just feel that such a relaxing mist. And it just gently caresses you, gently all over your body. You feel it just, you're just covered with this mist, and it's just so refreshing. And this mist just assures you that everything's fine. You're fine. You're perfect the way you are. There's nothing that you need to do right now. There's nothing that you need to worry about. You are love, and you are hope. Everything that you're looking for is inside of you already. You don't need to go anywhere to get it. Just feel this energy, and then we'd like you to expand it throughout your room. Hmm. Good. Feel that energy is just expanding throughout your room or the space that you're in. And now we'd like you to expand it, or I would like you to expand it um, throughout the city that you're living. Feel it go throughout the whole city or whole town that you're living, just covered with this gentle pocket of peace, so that everyone in the town just feels a gentle tap on the shoulder, or like a feeling of a hug, a nice slight breeze that brings in a sense of hope that everything's going to be okay for everyone in the whole town. Everyone's just feeling this sense of happiness and peace, the sense that everything's going to be okay. They're fine where they are. They are full of hope and full of love, because they are love and they are hope. And now I'd like you to extend it further throughout your whole country. Your whole country is just surrounded by this gentle mist. It's a really gentle mist. It doesn't force anything on anyone. It just comes in and just gives a gentle hug and says everything's going to be okay. You can see the people all over your country just feeling this sense of hope all of a sudden, where before they were worrying about all kinds of things, but they just something comes over them. And I just feel this sense of hope. Everything's going to be okay. They're okay. Everyone's okay. It's just this feeling of hope. And you're helping to bring this hope throughout your whole country. Imagine that. How powerful are you? Ah, yes. And we'd like to let this energy keep going until the next time we do a pocket of peace. And I'd like all of you to understand too that you can take this pocket of peace and you can put it in your pocket, carry it with you wherever you go, throughout your days, throughout your nights, whenever you need it. It's there for you if you want to use it. So, all right. So that's my pocket of peace, day 80 for today. I hope you're. I hope you're. It's a new word. I hope you're. I hope you're peaceful. And thank you for joining in, for listening in. Yeah. And so Michael and Kathy, yeah, have a good night. All right. Yeah. You guys are night. Uh, and a little bit later than me. Yeah. Have a great night. Have a great Friday night. And everyone else, have a great morning, night. Yeah. And yep, so I will see you guys. I'm thinking about the channeling course. I'm just thinking about putting it online. I think I have what is it called? The nervous. I'm a bit nervous about putting it online, but I think it's just I just put it up, and then we'll kind of make the schedule. Um, yep. So thanks everyone. Yep. Kathy. Yep. Enjoy your dinner. You enjoy your dinner as well. Michael as well. And yeah, love you guys. Thank you so much for joining in. It's really special. Thank you. Thank you so much. And hopefully I'll see everyone tomorrow if all goes well. So ciao.